Here is Siren in the sunset. 911, flight 93, checking post 5. You trying to call me Melt? 424-229-4140. Just one. 911, flight 93, check call in 11 years of asking the world to check the lifeline. No mail about the 93 checks or any of my other imagery and videos. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed as you try to call me. Make a video with your phone or someone else's phone being hijacked. Your livelihood and lifeline being Kennedy'd. And yeah, turn around, let them make the video of your hijacked lifeline. Those stealing your calls to me, worried enough about the crimes to alter phone records to cover that up, doesn't do them much good when you got it on video, does it? A victim of, a survivor of the World Trade Center attack has been making the rounds all over America. Yes, some might be a fireman, a firewoman, a firefighter, and he is getting the word out about easily documented hijacked lifelines. And he always has someone with him to, in front of the mayors, in front of the governors, all states. They make the video. They say, this is the phone over here. We see it not only as our phone, but every child in the world's lifeline. Why are you an active part in hijack lifelines? And they tell them, well, bring it up at your photo op. We're going to be posting this video. See a vapor trail in a sunset. 911, flight 93, checking posting 5. You're trying to call me Melton. You want to know why your lifeline is not allowed to work when you do. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed. See that phone you're making a video of? It's every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics. Make a video of being stolen, being hijacked. Post. He's the reporter. And yes, 4260 Eagle Rock Boulevard, Apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. Make a video of anything you're going to send me, like a comment on this parable video here. Make a video first. And yes, use those GPS things to locate America's stolen mail warehouses, the world's stolen mail warehouses. A nun has walked up to a Kennedy, and she says to him or her, she asks, why do you hate God's children? And she makes a call. She tries to make a call in front of that Kennedy to me. And it doesn't go through. And she says, this man has been asking for 911 Flight 93 checks of the world's lifelines. See, that phone is every child in the world. Lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics, and he has just gotten one in 11 years, and you have been an active part in that. From Bobby's Forever of Santa Monica on. Why do you hate God's children? Mr. Kennedy. So the Postmaster General, hear that siren, make that video of whoever's next to you, their family's lifeline being hijacked. See that phone as every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedic. They make that video, whatever they get, when they don't get me, in front of the Postmaster General or anyone with the post office, and they say, it's not only about that video you can make of anybody's phone being hijacked. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed. They're worried enough about their crimes of hijacking a calls to me to alter phone records to cover them up. And they also steal mail. Use those GPS things, those of you who know how. If it's got my address on it, it will be stolen. For religious censorship, for any kind of censorship, lifeline censorship reasons. Here's siren, 911, plate 93, checking posting 5. See that phone you're making a video of is every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, and paramedics. Make a video of being stolen. As you try to call me, just one. Plate 93, check call in 11 years of asking. No mail about the 93 checks or any of my imagery. Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. Time, date, number dial. Tell everyone you know to do the same. Those hijacking your calls to me are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. Get that on video. Post. Be the reporter. They're not doing their jobs. So Susan Wojcicki going to her car or some kind of event or on her way home, same as those with the her executives of YouTube or Google, and someone, a couple of someones say hello, and one of them makes a video of the other one's lifeline being hijacked, their family's lifeline being hijacked as they tried to call me. And they ask, Susan, why do you hate God's children? See that phone as every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, and paramedics, and make a video being hijacked in front of all those with YouTube and Google. Siren 911, plate 93, check and post in 5. Make that video of the world's hijacked lifelines. Just one 911 plate 93 check call in 11 years of asking. You're trying to call me Melton. You want to know why your family's lifeline is not allowed to work, and you don't know when else it won't be allowed to work. Get it on video, time, date, number dialed. And now for a quick parable. The general is having a lunch with his family in town, and a man walks up to him and says, "Here, General, I did some intel for you." He made a video of his hijack call to the general, and he also made sure to hand it to him in a video so that he can't say he doesn't know about America's hijack lifelines. These are the documented hijack lifelines. See a plane? Yeah. If you see a plane up there somewhere, it's a boat. Now I can't even see it. Nice white plane, but small. See a plane, 911, flight 93, checking posted 5. You're trying to call me, Melton. You want to know when else the Pope's dangerous Catholics will be as governors of California past 3. Just one 911 flight 93 check call and 11 years of asking. I'm Melton, John Melton Brady, and a whole lot of other folks active in the World's Hijack Lifelines right there. The Shrivers with Santa Monica Mayor and the network news anchor Newsom, Schwarzenegger, and Brown, past 3 Catholic governor, Catholic California governors, and of course the Kennedys. Active in the World's Hijack Lifelines. Call them on that. Try to call me in front of all these folks. Tell them those hijacking are caused to this man Melton are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. And you're in bed with them, especially in California. Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. And ask them what else they're involved in besides that. Or compromise security because of the jobs they aren't doing regarding America's hijack lifelines, the world's hijack lifelines. Siren 911 flight 93 checking posting 5. Trying to call me Melton. And you want to know why the world's lifelines are being hijacked when you do. Time, date, number dialed. Just one 911 flight 93 check call. In 11 years of asking. No mail. Not the 93 checks or any of my imagery. Get it on video, phone game, time, date, number dialed. And yes, those of you who know how to do those GPS things, no mail. About the 93 checks or any of my imagery. Or videos. So use those GPS things to find the world's stolen mail warehouses. Make that video, post. So, a police chief, a top cop of a county, or city or state is doing a photo op, if he's not talking about your easily documented hijack lifelines, make that video hijack call to me right now. 424-229-4140. They're not doing that. Yeah, they're having a photo op. Tell them everything's fake news compared to your family's lifeline not being allowed to work when you want it to. And yeah, they make that call in front of everybody and they wait for a response from that police chief or whoever. And they ask that question, why do you hate children? You're not getting the truth out about easily documented censorship. Trail in a sunset, be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets. Side the children and truth. Make that video whatever you get when you don't get me. Just one 9/11 Flight 93 check call and 11 years of asking. No mail about the 93 checks or any of my other imagery and videos. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number down. Get it on video. Phone gate. Also, did you protect America? Make that video of the military bases phone being hijacked as you try to call me. And yes, three of the past. Oh, I'm a handsome ball guy. Catholic governors of California active in America's hijacked lifelines. Call them on that. See a helicopter? 9/11. Flight 93 checking post in fire. Trying to call me Melton. How do you want to know why your lifeline, your family's lifeline, is not allowed to work when you do? Got the time, you got the date, you got my number down. You got phone gate. Those stealing your calls to me are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. It doesn't do them much good when you got it on video. Whoever's in the room there, make that video with your phone of their family's lifeline, their lifeline, not working. As they try to call me. Time, date, number down, you got phone gate. Donnie and Marie Osmond are in a dental office. They and their cult have been having a lot of dental karma for their active participation in your family's lifeline not working as you try to call me. And a good American is in that office with their spouse, and they ask, Donnie, Marie, your cult, why is it active in our hijacked lifelines? Why are your cult members constantly on Teak Terrace, his apartment complex, my apartment complex, property committing wire fraud, literally impersonating him on the phone? Why are they stealing mail? And they try to call me and they say, Donnie, Murray, why do you hate kids? That's every child's lifeline right there. Why is your cult active in it being hijacked? So AT&T's Randall Stephenson is talking to a Kennedy. Other coast to coast, other Shrivers, Ware senators, Browns, Newsoms. They count as well. And someone walks up to them and says, "Why do you hate God's children?" And got the wife or whoever with them, and they make the video of each other's phone being hijacked. As they try to call me, and they explain, "We see this phone over here as every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, and paramedics. It's easily documented. The Catholic thug governors of Catholic thug doctors, being the devil. Why do you hate the children? Why do you hate the adults too?" Here is Siren, 911, Plate 93, checking posting 5. I'm Melton, John Melton Brady. And I've been asking the world to check their lifelines for 11 years, and I've just gotten one. A few months ago. 193 check call, no mail. About the 93 checks are in my imagery. I'm selecting photos to design into imagery. Make that video. It's our Kennedy lifelines and livelihoods. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed. Make that video, post that video. And yes, Melton's imagery makes for some good tabletop art, including those 5s. Go to the OneDrive that you'll find a link to on that site, that Daffodil is the Wix site, and yeah, print out those big 5s as well as others, laminate to last longer, and tell the world to check and post in 5. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed. Post. And yes, beware of dangerous Catholic doctors. Been asking for that decade for that 911 Plate 93 check. Have yet to get one, but have one. October 30th, to be precise. And yes, that's that Kennedy Shriver of Santa Monica and the network news anchor at Schwarzenegger, Brown, Newsom, Catholic governors of California. During the past decade, 11 plus years, I've been asking the world to check their lifelines. And they've been active in covering that up. Get it on video, time, date, number dialed in front of every Kennedy. At those photo ops, wherever you find them. Make that video, post that video. See me in person to tell me all about what you think of our hijacked, our Kennedy livelihoods and lifelines. Is having a photo op. Not talking about truth. It is a photo op. And someone in the audience has a question for the mayor. They say, what do you know about the world not reaching Melton? John Melton Brady with a 911 Plate 93 check. He's been asking for 11 years. He has yet to get one. And they demonstrate. One makes a video of another's phone being hijacked as they tried to call me. They say that's very easily documented censorship. He tells everyone to make videos of the stolen mail to him as well. And they do. Why aren't you talking about that?
Here's Siren, 911, plate 93, checking posting 5. You're trying to call me Melton. John Melton Brady. Just one 911 plate 93 check call in 11 years of asking. Those stealing your calls to me are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. Have PhoneGate on video. Whoever's right there with you. Time, date, number dialed. Just one 911 plate 93 check call in 11 years. No mail about the 93 checks or any of my imagery or videos. Make the video. Post the video. Takes 5 minutes to make the video if you hijack call to me. And yes, if you know how to do those GPS things, use them to find America's and the world's stolen mail warehouses. See a helicopter or two? Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets. Beside the kids and truth. Make that video if you hijack call to me. Just one 911 flight 93 check call in 11 years of asking. No mail about the 93 checks or any of my imagery or videos. Make that video, post that video. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed, you got PhoneGate. Those hijacking your calls to me are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up, among other things. Doesn't do them much good when you got the video. So Lori Ann Brady Bond, with her gay husband Samuel Lynn Bond, had someone walk up to them. They've been having some car trouble. I call it car karma. You can call it whatever you want. And they asked Lori, why do you hate children? And they explained, this phone in my wife's hand, Dad's hand, whatever, whoever's with them. They make that video and they say, this phone, we see it as every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics, and you've been active in Melton. You can reach him by phone. You've taunted him by phone. Why do you hate children, Lori Ann Brady Bond? They make that video, they post that video, whatever they get when they don't get me. You should too. Here's Siren, 911, plate 93, checking posting 5. You're trying to call me Melton? You want to know why the world's lifelines are being hijacked when you do? Certified mail as well. Make a video first. It's late. One way or the other, it's right. Make that video if you had that call to me. Post. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed. Those hijacking your call to me are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. And you don't know when else your phone won't be allowed to work. But you do know it's done for political, religious, business reasons. When your phone doesn't work, when you really need the firemen, police, paramedics, it is going to be just as newsworthy as me asking for 11 years for that first 911 plate 93 check call and just getting the one. A few months ago, October 30th, no mail about the 93 checks or any of my other imagery. Get it on video, time, date, number dialed, post, be the reporter. Here is Siren, 911, flight 93, checking posting 5. Trying to call me Melton, John Melton Brady. And you want to know what the Kennedys are doing for their country, what they're not doing for their country as well. Past 3 governors of California, yes, Catholics. And Bobby Schreiber of Santa Monica, also in that Kennedy crowd, as I ask you to check your lifelines for 11 years and just get one of those calls. No mail about the 93 checks or any of my imagery. Get it on video. Your family's lifeline being hijacked, as you tried to call me, by those Catholics. Post whatever you get when you don't get me. Making another video of my York order that I made on the 20th. This is the Kennedys, the Schreibers. The Newsoms, the Browns, the Spencer traded for hire at the top of a branch of the military, the Navy. Active in hijacking. A call to me right now, 424-229-4140. You don't know when else that phone won't be allowed to work. Make a video of that. Time, date, number, dial. Lots of folks have over the past 11 years. It's a lot of 9/11s, late 93 check imagery, including the 5s here. In that time, and just one call. October 30th last year. This is 7th of February 2020. Just one call. No mail about the 93 checks or any of my imagery or videos. It is our hijacked lifelines compromising our security, our Kennedy livelihoods, and more importantly, our Kennedy lifelines. You get that chant going at every Kennedy photo op. Impeached because we can't reach Melton. Recall because we can't call him. 424-229-4140. It's treason when they commit that at a higher level. Well, at any citizen on up, it's treason, but the Kennedys have made organized crime out of public office. So you get that chant going. Oh, you impeach presidents and governors, you recall mayors, and I'm not sure what you do for senators, or representatives, or whatever else they might be. I'm not sure what you do for them, but it needs to be done with the Kennedys. Simple concept. You make a video of your wife's phone, your husband's phone, your child's phone, as you try to call me. 424-229-4140. That's their lifelines. Your lifeline, your family's lifelines, the lifelines of America. See that phone as every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics. Make a video of being hijacked. Post. And try to call me up in front of all those folks I mentioned. I'll make another video of reordering. I don't include just got the last few digits, but I don't include them. This is retarded. Watching folks be that obvious about being worried about their treason. Give them something to worry about. You're making a video, getting that chant going. Throw those drunk-ass Kennedys out of public office so we can get real leaders in there. Impeach and recall. Siren in the sunset. 9/11, Flight 93. Checking posted in 5. You're trying to call me, Melt? You want to know why your lifeline's not allowed to work and why that isn't immediate news. Just one. 911 Flight 93 check call. In 11 years of asking, no mail. About the 93 checks? How about any? Of my imagery, my videos. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. 424-229-4140. You got the time, you got the date, you got my number down. You got desperate folks hijacking our lifelines with easily documented censorship. Call me up in front of all the Kennedys. Organized crime in public office. Explain that to them as you try to call me and you don't know when else your phone won't be allowed to work. Why get it on video? Yeah, they're worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. So you explain that to the Kennedys as well with their Schreiber connections in Santa Monica and mayor and councilman and their 3 Catholic governors. California, hiding the truth about your family's hijacked lifelines. And yes, when you have that on video, and yes, it's more than our Kennedy livelihoods, it's our Kennedy lifelines. When you got that on video, and that senator is called before the Senate subcommittee, yeah, he can't say, or she can't say, that they didn't know anything about that. Make a video of your family's hijacked lifeline as you try to call me. And yes, make a video of any mail comments about my imagery. Before you send it, and those of you who know how to do that stuff, use those GPS things. Find America's stolen mail warehouses. I bet you won't find any Kennedy political mailers. You will find the losers of the last political election in those stolen mail warehouses. And yes, it takes just 5 minutes to make that video of your hijack call to me. And for all of you who were the losers of political elections to Kennedys, whatever boring thing you get, phone ringing, error message, busy signal, it's not going to be boring if you need the firemen, police, paramedics. That's money out of your pocket every day. It's democracy out of our pocket with that organized crime called Kennedys, Schreibers, Newsoms, and Schwarzeneggers in the way of the world. Hijack lifelines. See that phone has every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics. Make a video of being hijacked, post at all Kennedy photo ops. Siren 911, Flight 93, checking posting in 5. Trying to call me Melton. You want to know why your lifeline isn't allowed to work when you do. Just one 911 Flight 93 check call in 11 years, no mail. At the 93 checks or any of my imagery or videos. Like we're in Wadeo here. Make that video whatever you get when you don't get me. And bring me up. At work, in your neighborhood, at that bar, at that church. And yeah, the folks with ill intent, they don't know you don't have that We're in Wadeo audio maker a-going on your phone. So there'll be better people just not knowing and having that guilty conscience. Make that video, post that video, and yeah, come see me in person. Not one comment on this image right here, about a decade old.
Catholic California Governor Newsom is at a photo op. He doesn't have press conferences. He's not talking about the threat to security, that is you not being able to reach me and not knowing when else your phone won't be allowed to work. I'm Melton. Just one 911 Flight 93 check call in 11 years of asking. No mail. And two guys are talking to that Catholic California governor, and they say, there's been 3 of you in office. One of you, Brown I believe, was on his way to becoming a Jesuit priest when he decided to go into politics. Why do you hate, as Catholics, as governors, Mary's children of 9/11, Mary's children today? Why do you hate so much? And they make that video of him, whatever he says, as their phone is hijacked.
Here is Cyber 911 Flight 93. Check and post in 5. See that phone you're making a video of as they reach out in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics? Make a video of being hijacked. The organized crime that is the Kennedys and the Shrivers and the Newsoms and the Schwarzeneggers, Schwarzeneggers. They cuss a lot when you ask them about your family's hijacked lifeline. Get it on video, post, whatever you get when you don't get me. See that phone? Yes, as every child in the world's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics, and make a video of it being hijacked. Get that chant going. Impeach because we can't reach. Recall because we can't call. Melton, 424-229-4140. Here's Cyber 911 Flight 93. Check and post in 5. Trying to call me Melton. You want to know? I'm making the videos of the external hard drives for. I got the Kennedy files. You want to know when else your phone won't be allowed to work? You got the time, you got the date, you got my number dialed. Those hijacking your calls for 11 years now, 11 plus. Word enough about their crimes to alter your phone records to cover them up. Get that on video, time, date, number dialed. Vote truth, not Kennedy, with a video of your family's hijacked lifeline as you try to call me. No mail, just 193 check in that 11 years of asking. No mail but the 93 check or any of my imagery or video. Here is Cyber 911 Flight 93. Check and post in 5. Time, date, my number dialed. Make that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me. Melton. It's more than just our AT&T'd, our Kennedy'd, livelihoods, it's our Kennedy lifelines. So make that video. Time, date, number dialed, every time you hear a siren. Whoever's in the room there with you. Make a video of their family's lifeline being hijacked. And you don't know when else that phone won't be allowed to work. And I've seen a lot of Catholic character like Dignity Health. They're trying to do me in. Mesa gave me insulin poisoning. Rapetti didn't treat the poisoning. And the reasons for both is I've been telling you about your hijacked lifelines for 11 years and I've yet to get one. Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. See, that phone is every child in the world. It's lifeline to the firemen, police, and paramedics. Make a video being hijacked and you not knowing when else your phone won't be allowed to work. And you see Pope Francis asking him, why do you hate children? Why aren't you speaking up for the very easily documented hijacked lifelines? Time, date, my number dialed. They're wording up about hijacking your call to me to alter phone records to cover it up. It's easily documented. So's the mail stolen to me. Why do you hate kids? And you make that video of your wife's phone or your husband's phone, and you tell Pope Francis this is our child's lifeline. We want to know when else it won't be allowed to work and what you are doing about that. Post. And a whole lot of other folks. It's attention getting. Why do you hate children? But it's true. Why aren't you saying something about easily documented hijacked lifelines? It's Sunday. Something to do after church. Make that video if you hijack call to me. And yes, tried to call me in front of the Catholic priest, Catholic bishop, archbishop, cardinal, whatever else they might have, or whatever else any religion might have. Why do you hate kids? Why aren't you speaking out about easily documented hijacked lifelines? Here at Siren, 911, Flight 93, check-in post in 5, trying to call me Melton. You want to know when else your phone won't be allowed to work. So Dignity Health, Kennedy doctor is showing some of the interns a child who is in a coma. And he goes on and out. Oh, excuse me. And some okay. Trouble doing two things at once. He goes on and on about how yes, the parents had offended the Kennedys or the Pope. And yes, the mom and dad are out of the hospital working or on their way to the hospital, and yes, he left her back. Right there next to that nightstand, it's got that little barely noticeable, kind of like these things on the phone. Virum video, I see truth. In Latin, I hope. And making videos, audios, documenting those Catholic Kennedy death squad doctors doing their evil left and right,
Try to call me in front of them. This is always where my fun fiction ends. Yes, I was given insulin poisoning by a Dignity Health doctor up just past York there, intersection of York and Eagle Rock, in 2018, and by September of that year, Rapetti, like spaghetti, the ER doc at Glendale Memorial, was doing his evil, not treating the poison. Name. Make that video. Trust bust those hijacking our phones. Trust bust the Catholics in the California governor's mansion hiding the truth about our hijacked lifelines, and me asking with a whole lot of imagery and videos over the past 11 years for the world to check their lifelines, and just getting one. That's YouTube hiding things as well. Call them on that and try to call me in front of them. And yes, the Kennedy Shriver connection, not only those 3 Catholic governors of California, the Bobby Shriver, mayor of Santa Monica, councilman as well. From all those folks and the Kennedys up in the Northeast and wherever they are, you try to call me, 424-229-4140. Why do that? At their photo ops or when you see them in person? Yeah, when they're called before the Senate subcommittee on that compromising of the security of America and America's families, they can't say they didn't know about it. It surprised me that Shriver, related to, I'm sure, the news anchor Shriver, who's in the way of truth, getting out there about the world's hijacked lifelines. Surprised me. I worked for the city there for, worked for the city there for 7 years before I ended up in a wheelchair. Sharp wheelchair. And I never heard Bobby Shriver's name mentioned once. It was just Googling the Kennedys that I found out about Santa Monica. That Saudi Arabian city by the sea, that Kennedy front, just like the Solari Enterprises, Iranian Muslims, fatigued terrorists harassing a Christian in a wheelchair, is also that organized crime Kennedys in our public offices. In the way of our security and just plain organized crime. The hijacking of America's lifelines. They can't reach those folks drumming up votes by phone. They can't reach the Kennedys' opponents. Well, they're not going to convince them to vote for them, are they? And yes, whatever business you're in, when you try to call me, 424-229-4140, and you get that boring thing. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. It is boring, but it's money out of your pocket. Whatever you get when you don't get me, Melton, John Melton Brady. When you get that with countless other customers, it's your Kennedy livelihoods as well as your Kennedy lifelines. Call them on that. Get that chant going at every photo op they have. Shrivers, Swear, Sinagers, Browns, Newsoms, impeached because we can't reach Melton, recalled because we can't call him. And yeah, throw those drunk ass Kennedys out of public office so we can have real leaders in there doing the job they aren't doing as organized crime.